I used to live up in Petoskey, and one of my favorite things to do was to go into the Upper Peninsula to go backpacking and hiking and canoeing and biking. And one of my favorite places to go is Craig Lake State Park. Now, you may have never heard of Craig Lake State Park because it's out in the middle of nowhere. You got to take like a 2 or 3 mile dirt road to get back into this park. But once you get there, the place is amazing. Now, one very early spring sunny day in Petoskey, my friend Kyler and I looked outside and we said, hey, this is a great day to get up to Craig Lake State Park. And we drove up there, and what we found instead of a nice sunny spring day was snow. Deep, wet, heavy snow all over the place. And in the wisdom of my 20-year-old self, I decided, hey, I got a Subaru all-wheel drive station wagon. I can do it. It's one of the hazards of owning a Subaru all-wheel drive car is that you think it'll do more than it can. And so we took off down that dirt road in the deep snow, heavy, wet, packed. And eventually about 2 miles in, my Subaru slid off of the road and into the ditch. Took out our cell phones, no cell phone reception. We are stuck back way out in the middle of nowhere. No way to get in touch with people. We spent hours trying to figure out how to get out of that ditch. Eventually, the only thing that worked was we grabbed stones and rocks and logs and sticks, and we built ourselves a bridge out of the ditch. And we finally made it out. Now, when we got out of the ditch, wiser heads would have turned around and gone back out. But you know what we did? We just kept on driving down that dirt road with the heavy snow packed in until my Subaru wouldn't go any further. We parked, we hiked in further, and then we camped for the night. My name's Tom Arthur. I'm the pastor at Sycamore Creek, and you may wonder about the wisdom of my leadership after a moment like that, but I was in my 20s. We often find ourselves in ruts and ditches in life that we have to build bridges to get out of. You're in a ditch in your family, and somebody's going to have to take the first step to build a bridge to get out of it. You're in a rut in your workplace, and somebody's going to have to be an adult and be a bridge builder to get out of it. In your marriage, somebody's going to have to take a step of forgiveness and confession to build a bridge of humility so your marriage can thrive. There's a ditch in our culture around race. In fact, the word ditch isn't even strong enough. It's like a chasm around the issue of race. And while we disagree about how we got in that ditch or how that chasm got formed and how we're going to get out of it, one thing that we all agree upon is that something isn't working. It's certain that to get out of that ditch, we're going to have to build a bridge. The question of this series is, are you willing to build a bridge, especially when it comes to these issues of race? Now, before we get to the question of building a bridge around race, let's talk about building bridges in the rest of our lives. Here's a question for you to talk about in the comments or turn to the person next to you and chat about. Where have you had to build a bridge in your life? Where have you had to take the first step, whether it's in your family or your workplace or your school, and be a bridge builder? Let's talk about that.